Hi, hello. Wait, let's tap that back out. Hello, and welcome to a somewhat windy Ugie Beach. Now, this will be a first for you guys. It's not a first for me, I just haven't fished here for years. Um, Unfortunately, it's a tad fucking breezy. However, round that headland and about fucking 3 mile along the beach is Pirates, and then obviously Scotstown. Quite rocky doing that end there. We're just slightly past the rocks. Up down there in the distance where you see the waves rolling in, that's the entrance to the actual river Ugie. Today we are fishing the continental rods again. Same fucking rigs as yesterday, however that's going to be another video. So so I'm going to be moving back quicker than I thought. Two up, one down rigs, one with size 6s, with a lot of attractants, and one with size 1s and yellow and black beads because it's a flatty beach. Outside chance of Truty here. That'll be a nice one to make number 6. This is where there was a brill caught last year, so yeah. That's what I'm kind of wondering if there's any around. I think they might be later in summer. I'm not fucking sure. But mainly this beach, flounder and turbot. That's quite a swell. I mean, I'm good. My stuff's tucked up away back there. I'm not sure if I'm going to manage to get the tripod set up due to this fucking wind. It wasn't supposed to be this windy. It was also supposed to be, it's more that direction, which is northwest. It was supposed to be more west, which should have been right over my head. But you know, hell, as you can see, the water is going to come up round the back of me. So I am going to get pushed back up there. Baits today, a mixture of mackerel, squid, black, and I've got one with mussel on it. Figured I'd give that a try. So yeah, but as you can see with the way things are jiggling about, it's a lot breezier than I expected. I could have probably shopped around and found a more sheltered mark, but this is what I fancied today. I fancied a bit of the beach, and they've been here for fucking years. Surprised I had a fucking his best turbot for here. I've also been fishing here and had, like today, only cunt on the beach, and had somebody come and scattered ashes right over one of my baits, which I thought was a little rude. Didn't bring me any luck either. But yeah, so anyway, this is it. Obviously, that's Peterhead out there. That's that shadowy place over there is Buckenhaven. You didn't go to Buckenhaven. Even if my ma is for Buckenhaven, she's fat better there. Ma's for Dickey Drive. But aye, that's Buckenhaven Pier out there in the distance. We'll maybe have a bash out there for the mini species later in the year. I would imagine you get a cunty or two off of there. But aye, so this is us. See how this goes. As I say, I think I'm going to struggle with the tripod for the camera the day, given the wind, even if I just bury it into the sand. So, but yeah, welcome to the Ugie Beach in Peterhead. You see the pillbox there in the distance. That's obviously for the same string of pillboxes that stretch all the way out to the Pirates that you'll have seen loads of. I would be tucked in right the way the wind in there, but I'm also fishing over rocks. And these rods are not cut out for that shit. Zoom back out. I'm gonna fucking... Hello? How's it going? Well, fuck me, that's the water coming right up behind the camera already. I've only just set it up. So this is the Ugie Beach. This is a beach I used to come to when I was Never fished it when I was young. I only ever fished Rattra when I was young, which we've not been to yet. In fact, I've not fished that since I was about, I think, 13 or 14. When I got my first beach caster from Terry, God rest his soul, who used to run the tackle shop here. Good friend of my dad's. I miss it, having a good tackle shop here, if I'm honest with you. Terry has some fucking knowledge. And a really, really good selection of shit. And we have got a tackle shop at the moment, but it's a little bit shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got fantastic stuff for kids and beginners. It's not really got anything for fucking folk that have got half a Scooby-Doo. You know, you're not going to find any high quality hooks or line or reels or anything in there, but, you know, in a pinch, or if you're a beginner or a kid, it's all right. But anyway, that's besides the point. So Ugie Beach, as I said already in the intro bit, Prizer said that fucking his best turbot for here. Although we never really fished it that much. We always prefer the Pirates, but it's a good little beach. With the river just being there, there's a decent chance of picking up a trooty. Although I've heard more for Pirates than I have for here. I thought it would be sheltered. But anyway, you know, I'm making it like I'm having a hard time. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon. It is March, so it's going to be a bit windy. It's going to be it should be much colder than this. Man, we are going to be, so very soon, the tide is actually going to come up over here. At that point, I'm going to be wanting to fish one bait just at the bottom of the slope in the gully. Maybe even both of them. Once the water comes up and pushes us back to where the bags are. Yeah, I'm going to be wanting to fish one down at the bottom here in the gully. I think. Maybe even both. We'll see. Currently I'm fishing one a bit further out than the other. Really struggling to tell what they're fucking doing. I've had some interesting-ish taps on the blue rod, which is smaller, tiny little hooks. Obviously, as per, I'm trying for fucking new species, so I'm wondering if there's any weavers here. If not, the small hooks should account for any small flatties going about. But we've already had a turbot and a flounder and a dabus here. So unless there's a brill, I'm not picking up any new flatties today. We may have to move you back pretty soon, as you can see. Yeah. Filming's probably going to be a little bit tricky today, because we're obviously going to have to push back up the beach and it's going to be hard to get zoomed in shots of the rod tips. But, hey ho, we're into March, we're still on 5. I've still not managed to find a little codlin. Yeah, I could have went this afternoon and picked off a low-hanging fruit and got the shani, because it's just beside my house. However, the shani rod died yesterday when I knocked it off the fucking cliff at Scotstown. Because, although it was a meme when we bought it, you know, it was I bet you can't catch a bass in this fucking awful thing. It went on to account for most of my mini species for probably 10 years. So last night I bought a 5-foot version of it, and that saved me snapping a foot off of it in the car door to make it a 5-foot flat and floppy stick express. And I picked up another little Akuma Samar and a much nicer reel than that awful Abu Cardinal that I bought to go on it this year. What a fucking worst reel I've ever bought. It lasted less time than the reels that I bought for Lidl's. Shame on you, Abu. You used to be good. But yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to stop talking shit. I'm basically just padding this out in case the dick catch on to fish. So at least I've got half a video. yeah, as you can see, we've got the fucking Vaz waders on again. Fucking waited long enough to get them, even though I've no intention of getting overly wet today. Could have done this in my wellies, but you know, hey ho. So yeah, there's a couple of young lads out there in the dunes. They've obviously got a scrambler for somewhere, but they've got fucking shit tyres, and it's just digging in everywhere. They're having a fucking horrid time with it. But yeah, as I say, we've had a couple of interesting little tippity taps on the blue rod with the smaller hooks. We'll see what's happening. I'm not sure fucking how long I've actually been here, how long the baits have been out. We'll get them changed soon. Aye. So anyway, I'm thinking it's probably been half an hour at first baits have been out. So we'll get the first baits in and see what's fucking going on. Before I get pushed back up the beach. Yeah. I don't think there's anything there. I don't know. I can't tell what's the wind pulling against the line, and I mean it's got the same weight on it in rig as yesterday, so nada. Bait's not even touched. Right, I'll get some new bait on that rod, get cast back out, and I'll be back soon-ish, and we'll deal with the other rod and stuff and things. Now, if you look down there in the distance, you can't see my finger. No, that's not going to work. But anyway, square bang in the middle of the fucking camera, just above the dunes, is Scotland's oldest smokehouse. I believe it was 1508 or 1608 or something that fucking first opened. That's the home of the Ugie salmon fishery. They do some very, very tasty smoked salmon. Always have done. I've had many, many smoked salmon for there over the years at Christmas. Or even just fucking cuz with some nice cheese. But yeah, fishing's a bit slow. Forgot to turn the camera on when I changed the bait, so I figured we'd have a look around. And despite the fact that that shite hole over there is fucking Buckenhaven, that is Scotland's oldest smokehouse. Yeah. So there you go. Every day's a school day, kids. You just learn something new. In fact, you can actually see just in front of it one of the, I think it was for Clan Cancer, one of the painted lighthouses. They do a thing every year. There's been dolphins, there's been lighthouses, there was benches. I'm sure I've missed something. But anyway, and local artists paint them, and then they get auctioned off for charity. So you can see one there at the smokehouse. As you can see, the tide is fucking moving in on us. Pan you back through. Big beast of a construction ship out there. Not sure what it's up to. Might just be sheltering for the wind. Doesn't seem to be moving very fast. Back in here, fishing rods that are doing fuck all. I mean, a bite would be nice. However, I do need to remember that it is March and it's one of the toughest fucking months of the year to fish. So, yeah. I'll pick up soon. I'll be fine. Might go and get that cheeky shani on the way home just to... Oh, no, I haven't got another small rod in the car, actually. I've got my bass and trout rod in the car. So might stop and grab the shani on the way home. I'll be honest, if I was fishing over the rocks, I'd probably be in luck. Down there by the pillbox, a load of birds feeding on the stuff that's been washed out, the dead seaweed, so there's probably some fucking fish down there. However, as I said, these rods are not cut out for fucking fishing over rock. They're very, very fucking light. The comic might, the Sonnet absolutely fucking wouldn't. They both struggled at Sanford when it became a fucking... Stopped being Sanford and became Rockford and became a rock mark. But anyway, this is me just talking shit for the sake of padding this out again. So I'm going to fuck off. I'm going to go up here, have a seat, try and get tucked out the wind for a little bit. Have a drink of water and stuff, and hopefully we'll get a bite soon. We'll zoom this back in. And I say, hopefully there'll be a bite up there soon. Yeah, so the tide just fucking kicked up a notch. I managed to grab a hold of this. The rod's moved. It's about a fucking foot of water around our feet. So we were going for a little walk. We were going back up the beach a little bit. Look at it. Fucking wild. So the tide's just started surging forward. So we're going to move back. Back up here a bit. Yeah, I'm going to go and sort them out. Might be actually time to move the tripod back. Right, BRB. Yeah, so we're having some fucking problems because of how sharply the beach drops off in front of the dip, and because I'm behind the dip. My lines are lying in the water. They're picking up all the weed that's been washed off the high tide line. And this particular spot has become very quickly unfishable. So I think probably might try back that way a bit towards the fucking river mouth. Where there's not a sandbank in front of me, because currently this is fucking unfishable. The blue rods are really, really struggling. So, fuck knows. Yeah. I mean, I've not had a bite here anyway in 2 fucking hours, so I guess I fucking throw my shit roughly in a bag and fucking move along the beach. So I'll be back soon in a different place. Now, that's kind of fucked. I can go further that way. My tripod's close to the water. I'm not over a lump and then down, which is mean my lines are fucking lying in the water where all the fucking weeds washing off the high tide line. However, I walked along there, and yes, I am right at the edge of the water. I'm also getting 3-4 foot fucking waves coming crashing up around my feet, and I'm backed right up against the fucking sand dunes. So we're kind of fucking screwed here for the fucking afternoon. I think you always fish better over low, if I'm honest with you. I remember we used to have to walk right the way out when we fished here. Pretty sure it was low tide when Bryce got his fucking nice turbo here. You know, it's March. It's in that checkbook and pen. 2 in 2 days. It's not been a great weekend, but we had 2 fucking lots of Thai food. So, was it really a disaster? I'm gonna say no. You know, I've barely left the house in 2 weeks because I've been in so much fucking bother with my arthritis. So it's been nice to just be out. Not sure what my next move is. I need to get shanies out, the obvious low fucking hanging fruit. Unfortunately, the tide's too far in to go and get one of them just now. Holy shit, I'm looking across the Buckenhaven, and the sea wall is a good 20 foot high, and the water's splashing fucking right up onto it. Like, easily splashing up onto the prom. I think it's a little bit rougher than I fucking thought. Which, considering the lovely spell of fine weather we've had, it's a little bit odd. But, you know, man, it is, yeah, I'm looking over. I was thinking I could fish the beach to the other side, but there's no fucking way. I'll get fucking washed away. Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to go some night this. I've not looked at the forecast. I know it's getting colder later in the week. Like, fucking fuck off cold again. So, I don't know. Be nice to get the codlin and the shani out. It would be 6 and 7. Yeah. Fuck knows. I'm waiting to fucking have a lovely hike back to the car across the sand dunes. And, we'll see you in the next episode. I've been fucking Hector. A little bit chilly. A little bit sore. But it's been lovely to be out. It's been nice to talk to you all again. The video from the North Pier and Scotstown Cliffs will be out in the next day or two. Obviously you won't see this until after that's fucking out. I'll probably fucking edit that tonight. This will be something. I'll see how long it is. I might just put it to itself. It'll be a fucking a blank. Me talking shit quite a lot, and you get to see a little bit of bonny Buckenhaven. If anybody's wondering, if you're not local, the reason that is that I'm from the Roan Heads, the Roan Heads, which is along the other end of Buckenhaven. And when we were young and like bonfire gangs were a thing, Buckenhaven and Roan Heads were there, yeah. Oh, Buckenhaven and Burns Road were a thing as well. Fucking. Anyway, so yeah, I give Buckenhaven shit. It's not the worst place in the world. It's a bit of a shithole. I mean, my mum's for there, so I should really give it a break. As I say, she's for the posh end. The end out beside me is nice and fucking great, like. But I've been Hector. It's been a lovely fucking spring day. Unfortunately, no fucking fish, so it is the way it is sometimes. You know, fishing, no catching, blah blah blah. It's nice to see the birds starting to feed. There's actually loads of them feeding down that end where all the rotten seaweed's getting washed out into the water. I dare say I could probably pick up a wee trooty or a bass along there if I... No, we're not going to want to get the spinning gear for the car, are we? Fuck. No. We're calling this for the evening. I think I might go and have my third takeout of the weekend. I've never done that since Lemming lived in the house. Generally, I'll hit maybe once or twice a month. I mean, to be fair, the last two have been very fucking, they were nice, healthy Thai fucking dishes. So, I don't know. Might go and try the Gurkha kitchen, have some Nepalese this evening. It's not far from my house. It's been open for a couple of weeks now. Got some good reviews. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to fuck off home. Get all my shit washed down. The reels have been in the sand repeatedly, so they're going to need a good wash. Get my bait that's left fucking re-vacked up and in the fridge or in the freezer where it's going to live for the next fucking week till I decide what I'm doing next. But Hector's speaking absolute shite because he's not spoken to us for a while. So I've been Hector. I gave it my best shot. I'm looking over there towards the mouth of the river thinking, you know what? But there's also a fair fucking tide running because it's big tides just now. So I've been Hector. It's been lovely to fucking talk to you all again. I hope your lives are all treating you well. Lives and wives are all treating you well, and fucking we shall see you all in the next episode. Hector out. Anyway, this is the new Ugie brick. When I was young, that brick fucking looked completely different. So there's a plaque for the original brig, which was 1924. I think the new brig, 90s sometime. As you can see, that's the River Ugie. Ugie mouth. There's the smoke house I was telling you about up there. But I'm pretty sure it was the 90s the bridge was replaced. There's no bad fishery. They do get some decent salmon and trout. Not many seals are in the mouth of the river either. Quite fucking expensive a ticket here. I mean, obviously no Don D Spay kind of money, but it's still it's fucking a couple £100 a fucking year, like £400 or £500 I think. Could be speaking shite. Obviously the river fucking fishing's not really for me. I'll chase trout at Cruden Bay, but that's about it. So this is the River Ugie. That's the Ugie Bridge, or the Burney Bridge as it's known. There's a plaque for the old bridge, Salmon House. So that's where we've been today, way over there. So this is another bit of the northeast you've never seen before. And as I said earlier, I've been Hector, and I'm going to wait to get some fucking food.